I am finally ready to get a new medicinal grow set up and running, though some of the details are still up in the air. Welcome to the Hippie Geeks. Let's take a look at what I have set up so far and what I am thinking about changing up. First off, let's talk about the things that are definitely not going to change, starting with the tent. I am going to be using the Spider Farmer 27-inch by 27-inch by 62-inch grow tent that we recently took a look at. With the amount of power that I have available, this is really my only option, as I will not be using a very large light in this tent, and also I just don't have a ton of space. I also want to use this tent for a longer duration to see how I feel about those plastic corners that everyone is so divided about. I think that they will be fine, especially in a tent this size, but time will tell. We are also going to be using the Spider Farmer 6-inch exhaust fan, and with this one we recently went over how to set this thing up to get it to do what you want, and in a tent this size, it is going to give me all of the exhaust air that I could ever want. This time when I went to set it up, I have both the carbon filter and the fan hung at the top of the tent and pushed all the way back in the space with the exhaust hose run out the side. I have usually run the exhaust hose up and out the top of the grow tent, and the only reason that I am not doing it now is that we have new kittens that are busy getting into everything, and I can see them happily getting into the exhaust hose from the top if they felt like it, and that is just a recipe for disaster. This setup should work well to get the hot air out of the tent, but if I need to, I will switch things up and reconfigure the routing. At the bottom of the tent, you can see what plant we are going to be growing in here soon, and we will actually be talking about these folks in the next video. This is kind of an all-in-one product, so this will take care of the plant that we'll be growing in here. The thing that is still up in the air is what light I want to use. Right now I have the Spider Farmer G3000 hung in the tent and ready to go, but I may not actually end up using this one. Using the G3000 would give me the most control over the grow, as it can pull up to 300 watts of electricity and will put out the largest amount of light, but I honestly do not really have the power budget to run this light full out for a grow. I do have two other lights available though, the SF2000 Pro, which can pull up to 200 watts, and then the SF1000 Evo that we recently unboxed and took a look at, and it pulls the smallest amount of power at just 100 watts. Now, 100 watts of draw would kind of be a sweet spot for me, to be honest, but I also want to make sure that I get the most light possible for my 100 watts. What I am going to be doing next week is to set up my light measuring equipment with our kilowatt power monitor and set all three of these lights to pull the same amount of power, which will be whatever the maximum that the SF1000 Evo uses when I get it hooked up, and then test the light levels at a few different heights. I am not sure if I am going to do the tests for all three lights at all 6 different heights, as that would be an absolute pile of measurements, but let me know in the comments if that is something you would like to see. If there is enough interest, I will go ahead and pull all 450 data points that would encompass. Otherwise, I will likely do something like 12 inches, 24 inches, and 36 inches. We are going with a pretty simple setup on this grow series, and to be honest, I just really kind of wanted to show everyone what I was planning on doing, and also to get your input on what you would like to see when it comes to me testing out the different light levels with the 3 different lights, with them all locked to the same power draw. This is a test that I have wanted to do for a while now, and while I think I know how it is going to turn out, I definitely can't wait to try it out for real to see what happens. A big thank you to Spider Farmer for sending over the gear that we are going to use in this grow series. If you would like to try any of it out for yourself, I will leave a link to it all on their website in the description down below. Make sure to use code GEEKS at checkout to get an 8% discount on your entire order.